time I got. It's not telling me how much time I got, but let me turn this brightness up. I'm gonna do a reading on myself and anyone else who resonates as a collective. I just found out another friend of mine passed away last night. A little upset, frustrated. King of Wands upside down. A little upset because I was supposed to go and see my babies, but I'm just upset and jealous a little bit, because you know how when you know people just ain't right? I mean, especially when it comes to our kids, people ain't right. People ain't right in their head. They mentally, you know what I'm saying? Queen of Swords. People be Queen of Swords out here. You know what I'm saying? Sharp, cold-hearted. You know what I'm saying? No empathy. I don't, personally, I don't really have empathy for people who make the same mistakes over and over, especially when it comes to their battle and conflict. This Five of Swords was under. Battle and conflict. It might be time for us to rest. Look, King of Swords upside down. Sometimes I get a little disconnected. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'm a upside down King of Cups. Vulnerable to emotions, disconnected, destructive. Especially when it comes to my children. I have a problem with someone having having an opportunity before I can, to do what I want to do with the people that I love. We might get down in the dumps, Queen of Wands out here upside down, negative influence. When people are negative influences, and when you've seen Ace of Swords upside down, conflict, brutality. I mean, when people ain't right and you've seen what they do, what they can do. You know what they're capable of. You know the ways that they can control themselves. You know how, they lose, themselves. In their emotions. I think people can be vulnerable in their emotions in two different ways. It can be a positive way or a negative way. Whenever we get when we get down, it might be off of people manipulation. People know whenever you're going through things. They know when you're vulnerable to emotions. You know what I'm saying? That's not no excuse to bully someone. That's not an excuse to scrutinize, them or be negative. We could have a lot of people we don't like to deal with. We can have family members that we don't like to deal with. Being detached from our loved ones sometimes is the best thing. It's not fun to be around bitter people. It's not fun to be around people who can't control themselves, who always want to one up somebody, or who always want to, put on a front or an image. Two of Cups. I personally needed to see that, I sometimes need to be reminded. We need to be reminded of our Two of Cups sometimes. Especially when we're going through things with this Five of Swords, battle and conflict, and needing to rest and shit like that. We need to be reminded sometimes about our Two of Cups, this Ace of Swords upside down. Whenever we get disconnected with ourselves and, we get emotionally vulnerable, we sometimes get this feeling of this upside down Ace of Swords. We get the feeling that success is getting away, and it be brutal. You know what I'm saying, with that action, brutality. You know what I'm saying, and death. It's a new beginning, renewal. The death. I'm going to put these two together. This Death card is clarifying that Two of Cups that sometimes we need to be reminded of. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we get disconnected and, we get down from people trying to manipulate us and be destructive towards our emotions and our feelings, just to cause conflict with that Five of Swords, just to cause conflict, we need to be reminded, though, that that's no excuse. That's no excuse to, act without thinking or act in a destructive way. People be knowing what buttons to press. Sometimes the people closest to you know what buttons to press to get you in this upside down King of Cups energy, this destructive energy. That's negative influence on us, our minds, our hearts. But I'm going to put that Ace of Swords right here. That success is brutal. That success getting away, I mean to say. When you feel like things aren't moving forward, and you feel stuck sometimes, you know, in whatever you have going on, we should always remind ourselves about this harmony, you know, this harmony. And this Two of Cups, you know, partnership and feeling loved and coming together and balance and shit like that. It don't always have to have something to do with another person. You definitely can come into a harmonious balance within yourself. With this Two of Cups, it doesn't have to be a partnership for you to feel loved, you know, for you to feel nurtured. I think whenever we're going through things and we're having a hard time in our life, we forget to nurture ourselves, you know, in order to stay balanced. So that way we don't get destructive with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Just because people jealous of you, they scrutinize you, they negative about you or what you're doing, about your life or the person you are, you know. Sorry. Yeah, so I need this message as well. So this is a personal reading too for myself that I'm sharing with you guys for whoever resonates. Sometimes people, they get jealous, they scrutinize, and they don't understand you or what you got going on or what you talk about or your life or how you live your life or how you lead your life or how you do certain things. They don't understand, you know, that you good. They get to pressing these buttons with these Five of Swords. You know, that shit can be tiresome. You know, but being disconnected from people is not always a bad thing. You know, sometimes we gotta disconnect from people for our own, you know, health and stability, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Sometimes we gotta disconnect from our loved ones, our families, you know, or our partners. Sometimes we gotta disconnect from our partners. You know, everybody needs a break. Everybody needs to, you know, experience a death. Everybody, you know, there's a lot of people who are afraid of death. They're afraid of ending cycles. They're afraid of new beginnings because there's fear. This fear of starting over. That can be, that can make you, you know, discouraged. But I feel like this Two of Cups keep trying to get my attention because we need to be reminded to nurture ourselves and not to get vulnerable or down in the dumps. You know, just because you feel like success is getting away. you feel like, conflict, when really, it's a journey. Everything about life is a journey, and that's the most important part, is the journey. What you learn, what you unlearn. The high priestess upside down. Yeah, sometimes repressing our feelings out of reach, need to listen within. Sometimes that can be a side effect to to being disconnected with yourself, based off of scrutiny, and people who have no empathy for anything outside of their own ego. But I think this Five of Swords wants to move, because disconnecting from loved ones can mean a time to rest. Sometimes we need a break from the people that we care about too. You know what I'm saying? To focus on ourselves, to get back connected to ourselves, because we forget to go within. We get focused on this success that we don't seem like it's going anywhere, and and then we get out of touch with our feelings, and that can be destructive to you, to us, and other people. So never feel guilty for having a disconnect from loved ones. Okay? Don't feel guilty for having to take a step back, to take a break for yourself, to find, to get that Two of Cups, that harmony back within yourself. Nurture yourself. Don't, sometimes people always be like, oh, well, you don't fuck with me no more, like you don't talk to me no more, and all kind of stuff like that. Like, I think that's really bad for people to say. I've never really used that shit. Like, oh, you don't talk to me no more, you don't mess with me no more. Like, that's so invasive of my privacy personally, because what you mean? Sometimes, a lot of times, because I'm a professional hermit. So as far as I go, like, I do this quite often. I'm always stepping back because I'm always by myself, and it's just those moments of having to come back together with other people and realizing, that people really just be like, fuck everything in their body and in their ego, especially when they come to you like that, like, oh, where you been? You don't mess with nobody no more, you don't talk to nobody no more. That's scrutiny. That's negative influence. You know what I'm saying? This Two of Cups is screaming at me, like, remember your Two of Cups. You don't need someone else to have harmony or balance or coming together within your own self. It doesn't always have to be a partnership to feel loved. Remember, nurture yourself. Bring balance back to yourself. And if that means you got to take a step back from people, even if it's our mothers or our parents, then that's perfectly fine. Me personally, I don't think anyone has to explain that at all. It wouldn't make anybody explain it, because I'm not explaining that shit to nobody. You know what I'm saying? People be so in their ego that they feel obligated to your time and your feelings, and even the way you treat yourself, or how, you handle yourself. Four of Swords. Take a break, rest, struggling in pain, a lot lost. It's time to heal. Yeah, so don't feel bad if you gotta take a step back from anyone, friends, family, a job, anything that has you feel obligated to have, or to deal with in your life. It's like other people, you know what I'm saying? Other people, it's 10 of Wands. Sometimes being around other people or dealing with other people is a heavy weight, day after day. Some people just, so much in their ego that they make everything about themselves. Make everything about themselves. And those be the people who always have a sob story or something negative to say, or some type of judgment, or they want to point out some things, or they want to judge something about you. I don't be giving a fuck about what nobody say or feel about me. Now, if it's something I did to affect their emotions and their feelings, yeah, I care about that. But as far as someone's personal feelings or opinions or thoughts about me, I don't usually take that shit to heart at all, because I'm a professional hermit. I don't, with me, it's usually when I have to go back into society or deal with people. You got to be able to get along with people, to live with people. I think people just need to learn to respect people. You know what I'm saying? I think if you have some respect for yourself and others, getting along wouldn't even be an issue. That wouldn't be an issue. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be no 10 of Wands, heavyweight, day after day after day, the same shit. That two of Cups still talking to me. Death. End of a cycle, new beginnings, renewal. Sometimes my death card also says you gotta go to sow and grow. Sometimes you gotta leave shit behind completely, if not just temporarily, for yourself, to check back in with yourself, check back in with your heart and your mental, and you know what I'm saying, make sure that you balanced within yourself. That way we can deal with these 5 of Swords, these battles and these conflicts. You know what I'm saying? We can move forward with that 5 of Swords too. Past this 10 of Wands. Like, take a break, because we don't want to lose touch with ourselves. My High Priestess is upside down right now, out of reach. I need to go within. All right. I definitely don't repress. I think more than I feel. So I don't, if you're repressing feelings, don't ignore the way you feel. Sometimes heart over head is a good thing. You know, in some cases that's a good thing, because this is the most important thing. That's the most important thing. So it ain't no excuse for anything. And you don't have to explain needing to take a step back, or needing to separate yourself or disconnect yourself from certain people and places or things. You know, moderation is key, and I think that stands as well when it comes to giving people your time and your energy, if you want to do that at all. Personally, I don't think anybody should have to explain all in detail and shit why, you know, if somebody don't want to be around me or got a problem with me for whatever reason, I mean, say less. But I respect that. I don't got to be around you. I'm not going to sit up here and make you explain, oh, why you don't want to be around me? Why you don't like me? Why you got a problem with me? Or what's your issue? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's really not that serious. Sometimes you can't explain vibes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think everybody should be obligated to explain their own vibes with their own self. You know what I'm saying? As long as you're not out here being too brutal, you know, and having bad intentions for people. No, not that part at all. No, not that part at all. But people scared to die. People scared of death. They don't want to transform. They don't want a new beginning. They don't want to have to start over. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta do that. 7 of Wands. Sometimes you gotta do that in order to win, in order to get back balance with yourself, in order to get this High Priestess back in the upright. You know what I'm saying? You need to take a break from burdens, things that weigh heavy on you, your mind and your heart and your body. Because I do a lot of physical activity as well. That 2 of Cups is the main character out here. You know, it says partnership, but I think this whole spread is more so about going within, gaining control of yourself, of your feelings, you know, your emotions, your thoughts, getting back connected. The upside down King of Cups, getting back connected with yourself, you know. Making sure you standing your ground in a productive way. Especially in a time of battle and conflict. Remember to take care of yourself. Let's take more care of ourselves with respect to the people around us. And with all due respect, you don't have to explain or even go in detail if you got a few words. You don't have to answer to anybody or ask anybody for permission to do that. You don't gotta ask anybody for permission to take a step back. You know what I'm saying? So you can get back in touch with yourself. You know, listen within. Because what they say, if you can't help no one else, you can't help no one if you can't help yourself first, right? Don't put other people's oxygen mask on before you put your own oxygen mask on. Okay? You know, it's 6 of Cups and the 8 of Cups upside down. It could be a time for a change as far as that goes. You might need to do that. You know, don't be scared. You might need to do that for this 6 of Cups with these happy memories. You know, to get the good back in your heart and your mind. Free your inner child. Reassess your options. And be in the moment, though. Be in the moment. That's 6 of Cups. This 8 of Cups, it could be a time for change, to self-reflect. You know, fear of losing. Being scared to lose. Losing is not a bad thing. Making mistakes is not a bad thing. Change is not a bad thing. Growing is not a bad thing. 5 of Cups upside down. It can be overwhelming when you're struggling to find peace. Especially when you have a painful past. But this upside down 5 of Cups also telling me that whenever you accept that death, take a step back to, you know, to listen within, because you get a little out of touch from all these people, all these people who want to scrutinize you with negative influence and question you. My 5 of Cups also tells me that the worst part is behind you. You know, the dark times are behind the worst times, and we know this because we can be aware of being out of touch. We can be aware, you know what I'm saying, that there's battle and conflicts going on. We can be aware that people are scrutinizing us or being jealous of us or talking shit or being negative. You know what I'm saying? Influences on your emotions and your thoughts. You can't do anything with yourself or with anybody else if you're not balanced in yourself. This is also a partnership, but right now it's the main character for the self. For the self, and only the self right now. Okay? We should strive to have a 2 of Cups within 2. Balance within 2. So that way we can be out here in the 7 of Wands, pushing past all this bullshit that come with this fucking life, right? I hope my sound is good. Page of Pentacles. Good luck. Material, diligent, work hard. See progress? You see that progress? I see that progress. It's lovely and it's beautiful. Spend more time with yourself, guys. You don't gotta explain that shit to nobody about what you doing to heal yourself. Whenever you're doing that, don't feel bad for having to take a step back from people, you know, loved ones or places or things. Don't feel bad, and if that's what you gotta do, that's what you gotta do. Like, don't put nobody else's oxygen mask on before you put yours on, okay? I really love everyone, and I really want the best for everyone. I really want this grand change in this world that seem to be taking forever, but we can do this. We can do this. We can grow. We can evolve. We can ascend. We can be better. We can be higher. We can be lighter. We can be as bright as the sun. And that is a fact. Okay? I love you guys. I hope this was good or resonated with some person. I definitely needed this message as well. So, thank you for watching. Until my next random share.